نقسم بدماء وأشلاء أطفالنا وعذابات أسرانا وسنمضي نفجر أجسادنا.
We need to understand the culture that produced terrorism.
Nani Darwish is no stranger to terror. She was born in Egypt and grew up in the Gaza Strip. In the 50s, her father headed Fedayeen terror operations against Israel.
Some people view the current situation with the Middle East as a clash of civilization. I think it's more than that, way more than that. I think it's an outright declaration of war from radical Islam on Western culture, on the Judeo-Christian culture, and we should know that. It's a declaration of war.
These bombings are taking place not because someone likes to see bodies and count casualties. It's part of a campaign of jihad, holy war, to bring down the West, to undermine the very foundations of Christianity and Judaism.
The Islamists hate everything other than what they are themselves. They killed, for example, over 100,000 Algerians who disagreed with their brand of Islam. These are fellow Muslims.
There is a particular strand of Islam that has, in fact, challenged what I think is the absolutely central pillar of human civilization as such, namely the sacredness of life itself.
إن أشرف الموت هو القتل وأشرف القتل وأعظم الشهادة هو أن يقتل الإنسان في سبيل الله.
استطعنا بفضل الله عز وجل أن نربي جيلا عقائديا يعشق الموت كما يعشق أعداؤنا الحياة.
I can tell you that as a Muslim, I feel very worried and I feel very concerned. I'm ashamed actually, because I feel that Islam has been hijacked by different fanatic groups.
Most people don't realize that Muslims are also victims, because if they disagree, they get killed.
Would some Muslim or some Arab who in his heart believes that the Arab terrorism is terrorism, can he say it in publicly? He will be lynched in a Muslim society if he says that Hamas is a terrorist.
What is worrying is that there is a silent majority that is not speaking out in a very strong voice against these groups. And I hope it's only out of fear and not out of sympathy with people like Osama bin Laden or Abu Musab Zarqawi.
The question then becomes, what percentage of the Islamic world supports jihad and could be considered radicals or Islamic fundamentalists?
The Muslim world consists of more than 1 billion people, and it's very difficult to tell what percentage of this 1 billion supports Al-Qaeda or Zarqawi or other terrorist groups.
I would estimate that some 10 to 15%, and let me stress it's an estimate, of Muslims worldwide support militant Islam. That is not to say that only 10 to 15% are anti-American or anti-Zionist. No, that's much larger.
$1.2 billion Muslims out there with 15%. This is a huge number. This is as big as the United States of America. And the bad thing about it is that they're spread all throughout.
In the Middle East, Islam is our identity, it's our political life, it's our social life, it's our life. As a child, I attended Gaza elementary schools, and we were taught that jihad is a religious holy war for the sake of Allah. That's what it is, to conquer the word for Allah. That is jihad.
These are actual scenes broadcast on Arab television.
لا بد من أن نقيم أنفسنا على دين الله عز وجل وعلى شرع الله سبحانه وتعالى. لا بد أن نربي أبناءنا تربية على حب الجهاد في سبيل الله، حب القتال في سبيل الله.